Conflicts often manifest themselves in bloodshed, particularly on the streets of the old capital. That is why a conflict resolution training underway in Belize City is a significant step in turning things around. Representatives of various agencies, including schools from around the country, are attending the training course on conflict resolution taking place at the training room of the ITVET building on Freetown Road in Belize City. Mary Vasquez is the director of Restore Belize.
Today is the second day of a week-long training course in conflict mediation. We have been conducting a series of conflict mediation training courses. We started last year with support from the U.S. Embassy. The U.S. Embassy actually got personnel who are experts in conflict mediation into Belize last year to teach us conflict mediation and teach us to be trainers. So this year we are now using that training capacity to extend this training course to a greater number of people. When we first started out, we trained mostly people from CYDP, people from Colby Foundation, from Youth Hostel that are dealing with high conflict populations. But now we're extending it to the high schools, and we have high schools from all over Belize City and all over the country. And we will continue to do that because we came to realize that the high schools also are dealing with a lot of conflict, and the teachers and the administrations need assistance in helping to guide our children through secondary school without them getting into any trouble, etc. So this is a conflict mediation training course that's giving schools the tool to introduce a conflict mediation program into their school so that is an option that can be used to deal with conflict in a non-violent way and in a non-destructive way, so that children who are in conflict can request a mediation and then they don't end up fighting or getting into trouble, getting suspended, etc.
Vasquez says this week's training is part of a series that Restore Belize has embarked on with the support of the United States Embassy and the British High Commission. The training is being conducted by local trainers who have had training themselves in conflict resolution.
Basically, we've invited counselors from the BDF. We've invited high school counselors from different high schools in Belize, including Corozal District and Cayo District. And we will continue to invite people from different districts as we go along. We have people from the Ministry of Education here, from Education Support Services, because they're the ones that help to guide the school counselors in the government high school, so they have a supportive role to play as well. We have people from the Hattieville School, and so we have a mix of people in here.
How important is the whole concept of conflict resolution given the realities we face in today's Belize?
We are a society that is in great conflict. Conflict is not unusual to the human condition. Conflict is commonplace. What is happening in Belize is that this conflict is too often translating into violence, and violence into grievous harm or death. And so this is extremely important so that we can have people deal with conflict in a way that has a positive outcome. We are now getting to believe that conflict will always end in death, and that is not true. That is not true. There are many ways to deal with conflict. We need to accept that conflict is part of the human condition, but a negative outcome is not inevitable. And so this is promoting a culture of peace in Belize, and it is a start to something that we hope will spread so that people can see that this tool can be used effectively to avert violence.
With the frequent spikes in violence, many ending in death, Vasquez says the idea of conflict resolution is an effective tool that the community can use to turn things around.
This is one tool, and this is one type of intervention. The truth is that our communities are traumatized by the level of violence and the level of loss that they have seen. So this is not something that deals directly with the trauma or with the loss. This is something that is giving people a constructive tool so that they can use very tried and true methods for solving problems in a way that's non-violent. But yes, we do need other interventions for communities to heal. And so there's a lot of work to be done. This is one very important, very effective tool in a whole panorama of activities that need to be done.
Mary, parenting these days have changed from when you and I were growing up. This is a different world we're trying to raise our children in.
There are very many challenges to parents, and there are very many challenges to our young people as well. We as children lived a much more protected, sheltered, and safe life than what children are experiencing today. And so, yes, we need to get support to as many people as possible.
Reporting for Love News, I am Patrick Jones.